Alright, what's up guys? So today I thought I'd talk about something different, make a bit of a different video, not a let's play video, but this is a video just roaming around in No Man's Sky and my ship right over there in my base, but it's talking about how it's all really a journey. Um Not really just, I mean, really life, but whenever I play a game, do a let's play, I just like to interact with the world if it is an open world, but even if it's a closed space, I enjoy roaming around and seeing what there is to see. But that's I guess why these types of games, No Man's Sky is one of my favorite games. Um, I've always caught on to these games a lot, but just focused on the aspects of, the wide open spaces. Games like Red Dead Redemption and let's say even games like Zelda Ocarina of Time. That was probably my favorite game when I was a kid. And tons of other games, even Super Mario 64. That was a huge game where I felt like there was a lot of roaming around, and yeah, this is gonna be a series of videos where I'm just gonna be rambling and just talking about just one topic, just staying consistently on that topic, trying my best. But I think the reason why I'm so attached to video games, particularly, is the sense that it's a good escapism from the real world. You know, not so much anymore, but when I was a kid, my family and we always went to the movie theater right on the weekend. It was particularly on Saturdays. And we would go see sci-fi movies or, fantasy movies or drama movies, any types. And we would see the new ones that would come out. And now obviously the prices have gone up, but now every once in a while I do go back, but not so much anymore. But video games are a unique escapism because you can still have that same feel like I did when I went to the movie theater. And I think that's a very good comparison. That's the best comparison I get. And I feel locked in. I feel closed off from the world. And I think I wouldn't use the words good or bad, but it's okay. It's a decent feel. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need to have that feeling of that sereneness. And I know as a kid I was obsessed. I loved watching Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, those movies, and playing the games too. And I think point of this video that the reason why I wanted to make it was the fact that in No Man's Sky particularly, you can go to all these different worlds. You can go to different star systems. This is the exact game I've always wanted as a kid. And I remember being a kid and I thought to myself, oh yeah, I'll make games or do something like that, do something crazy. But never did. And then it grew into, hey, I'll be a writer. So eventually I got into that. I do a bit of that here and there. And now I'm doing this sort of as a hobby. And I think that's also a good escapism. And I think if you just noticed around this whole entire world that we're on right now, what even is this world? But Bice Major, which I can actually rename if I want to, but I can. But you sort of get this unique feeling because No Man's Sky is this game that's developed over the course of time. It's changed from, you know, being really single player only, but they did sort of say in the beginning that there was going to be multiplayer, but it was really single player only, which a lot of people were fine with, but a lot of others weren't. And you know, you can just traverse and explore this whole entire universe, and I think it's something like 256 different galaxies and 18 quintillion planets. But there's a lot to this, and whenever I come and play this game, it always reminds me of back to my childhood when I always went outside and I just roamed around and just pretended like I was off on this grand adventure with all my friends. And I used to close my eyes and stargaze, and I dreamt as if I was on another world similar to Earth, but it had red grass or something like that, or the water was different, and maybe, you know, the base was like the home I lived in was just underwater. And in No Man's Sky, that you can have that. I think brings me to back to the topic, and staying on topic here is you can create a lot of this journey-like, obviously journey-like adventures, but you can do what you want, and you can adventure with others or adventure by yourself. And there's a big movie that actually reminds me of, and it reminds me a lot of Interstellar. It reminds me of, and reminds me of just humans being by themselves and not knowing really what the next day is gonna bring. And I can even go into third person here. Can do that. But yeah, this game is it's something. Don't know, I haven't played this game in quite some time, but you know, there are a couple other space games I go back to and I do play, and I haven't made a video like this in a while, so it's gonna take some time to get back into my funk of just staying on topic, so I do apologize about that, but I'll try to focus on, you know, staying on one topic. But No Man's Sky, I think it represents what it means to adventure in a video game, to adventure in life itself. And life, whether people admit it or not, really is an adventure. You know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes people win more than most. But And this is a tricky thing. I don't think anyone has all the answers, and if they do, then they can tell me. Honestly, they can tell us all, because I think it's a tough thing to figure out. It really is. I think another trick is knowing what to do next. Sometimes we just feel, I've made another video on this, but feeling stuck in the current moment, feeling stuck in life. You know, what really do you do? I know a lot of people have not asked me, but I know have made videos about that, and they've said, okay, well, what should you do? Or, you know, what do you do when you're kind of stuck thinking about all this, when you have, because I'm like this, right? I have too much on my mind. I'll admit that. I have a lot on my mind all at once, and it's tough. I mean, I think really being creative, being even a technical person, sometimes it is tricky, because you're thinking of so much constantly, and sometimes you do need a break. That's why a lot of people say, you know, oh, you gotta work on it constantly, you gotta work on it, work on it, work on it. But it's okay to take breaks, and I was gonna make that in another video, but I'll also add that in this video. It's really okay to take breaks. Like, I haven't made stuff for my lore channel in who knows how long, but of course I want to get back to that. Of course I do. But the thing is, it's fine. It'll be there. It's not going away. The point is like, you have to focus on yourself and others. Your health is what matters, and it's better to worry about what's going on around you. But escapism is good too, right? You don't need it 24/7. And we're all in this huge life step. Oh, we're all in this huge life step together, and it's a big giant step. It's huge, and it does take a while. And who knows where we're gonna get? Nobody really does. Heck, I mean, I didn't even know I was gonna make this video tonight until I really felt like making it. I've just been really motivated to make videos like these in the past few weeks on both these channels. I think because I've noticed a lot of people do seem to like them. At least last couple times I've made them. Does depend on how they've been doing, but again, back to what I was saying, is all what a journey is. Another thing is, I like to write in my head, write down things in my head. I can remember things kind of well. I'm often surprised by that. Other people, they can't remember things exactly right. I've noticed other people, they can be forgetful easily. I've talked to other people, and with every single video game that I've played, I basically write how my character is going to be. I write exactly, almost word for word, what they're going to say, almost, or I think of what they're going to say. And especially with role-playing games. And I'm gonna write a big video about this. or, you know, how to roleplay, or why I roleplay why I roleplay a character whenever I play role-playing games specifically. Because I think that's what's crucial. I think that's what helps me get through those games. Really. They're a bit different than, say, playing an action game, but even so, I do go through role-playing games, action games, sports games even. I don't know why I keep hitting that. But, things like that, you know, I make up my own character. I see what I'm gonna be. And let's go swimming for a bit. But I think, say, my character right now, this character is just, he was sent by another outpost just to get a lot of data, and he has to, ooh, it's one of those. I see abyssal horror, really? Right there. Oh crap, I want to get away from that. But he was sent by another outpost, and so he has to basically grab tons and tons of data so it can help the outpost, so that hopefully they can survive out in the wild of space. But again, I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic, as I normally do whenever I just talk about random stuff. I think when you're on this journey of, whether it be doing stuff, whenever you're playing a video game, whenever you're writing, whenever you're being creative, whenever you're walking, you get distracted by things. And me, for instance, I'm walking in a video game. I do tend to get distracted. That's a normal occurrence. This is, you know, real-time recording. I think, yeah, real-time recording. And I'm still, I do YouTube off and on. So but I like to have most of my stuff unedited. I do partially edit my stuff, but most of the time, I'd like to have it be the real me, and I try to stay on topic and not get too distracted. But all in all, when you're on a journey, you're going to get distracted, right? And for instance, for example, when I play No Man's Sky or any game, be it an adventure game, role-playing game, action game, anything, MMO, you're going to get distracted. You're gonna get, I will get side tasked by many different things. It'll just happen for me. And I think that's just part of the aspect of life. I've always thought. I think it's part of the reason why, in my opinion, the journey is so important. I'll be uploading more videos like this, just me talking about random stuff and just staying to one topic, trying to at least. Sorry if I wasn't talkative on just one topic, but these are nice looking fish. But yeah, I'll be coming out with more videos like this. I'm gonna try and get this uploaded as soon as possible. But, and I'm gonna try and get a Subnautica part very soon. But, until next time, I'll, catch y'all later. And, thank you for watching this video. Appreciate it. Take care. Peace.